Good evening and welcome. You're watching the news track. I'm Rahul Kanwal. If the number of farm fires in Punjab has come down by 87%, then why is the level of pollution so high? Is there an organized conspiracy on at this moment to hoodwink the satellites that fly overhead to try and ensure that farm fires are lowest when the satellites are above the sky in Punjab? And India Today's special investigation from the paddy fields of Punjab is my top focus on the news track tonight.
What's making the capital choke? Have farm fires reduced? Or is it just a smoke screen? Farmers gaming SAT systems. Operation Farm Fires. India Today special investigation. That is a big focus on the news track.
The air quality in the national capital continues to be in the very poor to severe category. A thick layer of toxic smog shrouds the national capital. Stubble burning continues to be one of the main contributors to pollution. And while the Punjab government claims that there has been a dramatic reduction in the number of farm fires, coming down as much as 87% over a 5-year period, why then is pollution in the national capital so high? Is there a smoke screen of some sort that's been created? Are the Punjab fires gaming the system and evading satellite detection, throwing up a distorted picture? India Today's special investigation team with this exclusive, eye-opening ground report.
Annual toxic haze covering the capital. Year after year, stubble burning in its neighbouring states continues to choke Delhi. This year, data suggests that the number of farm fires was drastically down. But is it all a smoke screen? Has stubble burning really gone down in Punjab? India Today's special investigation team decided to dig deeper. Our first stop is Sangroor in Punjab. Meet Vipin, a land records officer and the president of the Sangroor Block Patwari Union. His duty is to ensure compliance with Supreme Court guidelines and prevent stubble burning at all costs. But instead, he's been telling farmers how to game the satellite system.
नहीं जी लाउनी उनका चाहे उनको होना उन्हें बिना अग लाई भेजनी है जिन्हें लाउनी उन्हें फूस ऊपर मचाउनी मचाना है.
Why burn stubble only post 4 p.m? Listen in. Though cases have decreased compared to last year, farmers rarely face penalties. Instead, government officers end up paying the fines.
किसानों की तो कोई उन्नी कार्रवाई होंगी नहीं कार्रवाई हो जाती मुलाजमान की उन्हें नहीं पता जेडे चलान कट्टे ने वही मुलाजमान कहने भरो तुम आपके को क्या 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 कहना चाहते हैं आप की चलान करते जुर्माने पाते ਹੁਣ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਭਰਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੀ ਕਿਸਾਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਭਰਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਿਸ ਤਾਂ ਭਰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਾਰਵਾਈ ਕਰਨੀ
Let's hear from Dr. Amarjeet Singh, an agricultural officer in Sangroor block, tasked with educating farmers, reveals how satellites are evaded.
नहीं डेली सैटेलाइट का मूवमेंट आती है नहीं मैं समझा ये सैटेलाइट मूवमेंट करता है ये दो पोलराइज सैटेलाइट है ना दो राउंड लगाता है शायद 11 बजे के आसपास एक कोई ब्रेक सेकंड में 10 मिनट 5 मिनट में पंजाब का जो साउथ के हाँ तो 2 या 3 बार कुछ पता नहीं है बस जो हमें रिपोर्ट मिलती है वो 2 बार थोड़ा बहुत मतलब बता देते हैं मगर सभी को नहीं बताते एक भी हो तो एक प्लान के बता डायरेक्टली तो हम नहीं ना बोल सकते जिसको तो 4 बजे के बाद यू आर ओपन लगा दीजिए तो फार्मर की अपनी हम इस स्ट्रेटजी पे काम कर रहे हैं सांप भी मर जाए जो हमारी डांग है वो भी लड़ सकते हैं
तो आपको रोकने के लिए नहीं आते ये लोग
Next, we met Gurtej Singh from Bahadurpur village in Sangroor, who was caught burning stubble. When asked why he set fire at that time, his response was simple.
किसने समय दिया है?
सरकार 4 बजे के बाद
ये जो आपने आग लगाई है अभी क्यों लगाई है?
ये 4 बजे के बाद का समय दिया है
किसने समय दिया है?
सरकार ने ये 4 बजे के बाद लगा
NASA scientist Hiren Jetwa's analysis suggests farmers might deliberately burn stubble after satellites have passed. Data from South Korea's GeoComSat 2A satellite, which records data every 10 minutes, also indicates more fires occur post-afternoon hours. The trend isn't limited to Sangroor. In Batinda's Behman Divana village, Jagjit Singh, a cooperative secretary, revealed the pressure on nodal officers.
ये ऐसा कभी 4 बजे के बाद ही आग लगाना है
ਇਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੁਲਾਜ਼ਮਾਂ ਦੀ ਡਿਊਟੀ ਲੱਗੀ ਸੀ ਜੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਅੱਗ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਰੋਕਦੇ ਆ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਕਿਸਾਨ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਕਹਿ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਵੀ ਭਾਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ 4 ਵਜੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਲੈ ਲਿਓ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਚਿਰ
In Buladevla village in Batinda, Jaspreet, a veterinary officer turned nodal officer, revealed the glaring data mismatch.
आग लगाने के केस आया
इस गाँव में नहीं
एक भी नहीं आया
वैसे तो ऑन ग्राउंड तो हो गए
ऑन ग्राउंड कितने लगाए हम लोगों ने
ऑन ग्राउंड सर 100-150 एकड़ तो बिल्कुल ही लगे पक्का ही श्योर है
लगे हैं लेकिन सैटेलाइट में भी नहीं आया उसके पीछे कारण यही हुआ 4 बजे
के बाद 3 है उनके जो बैटरी
When questioned further, Jaspreet clarified.
वो सैटेलाइट क्या करता है
अच्छा सर एक बात बताइए मैं 3-4 दिन देख रहा था यहाँ पर कि लोग अचानक शाम को 4-4:30 बजता है ना तो खेतों में धुआं दिखना शुरू हो जाता है आग दिखती है इसके पीछे कारण ही सैटेलाइट वाला है
सैटेलाइट वाला है वो जहाँ पे टेम्परेचर बढ़ता है जैसे कोई ऊपर से कोई स्कैन कर रहा है टेम्परेचर स्कैन कर रहा है कि यहाँ पे कितना है
थर्मल
गई उसका टेम्परेचर उतनी जगह का बढ़ गया ना तो उसको वो स्पॉट मान लेता है कि जहाँ की स्टबल बर्निंग
थर्मल
थर्मल 4-4:30 तक सैटेलाइट चलती है किसानों को भी खबरें पहुँच जाती है तो उसके वो बादल लगाते हैं उसके बाद
तो हिंदी समझने दी मुझे
व्यू आ जाती है ना तो वो जो धुआं होता है वो ऊपर नहीं आता वो नीचे कंटेन होता
Data manipulation has been exposed by on-ground officers, revealing how Supreme Court directives are being circumvented. From Sangroor and Batinda in Punjab with Nitin Jain and Abhishek Kumar, this is India Today's special investigation team.
According to the data put out by the Punjab government, there's been an 87%, a whopping 87% reduction in farm fires in the last 5 years. Just this year, the government claims that there's been a 70% reduction in farm fires. I want to show this to you on a map, on a line graph put together by the India Today Data Intelligence Unit. You'll see how the level of farm fires reported by official government data seems to be coming down. I use the word seems because that clearly isn't the case, because the full scope of the farm fires, as you saw in that investigation, is not being captured. So the level of farm fires, which in 2020 was 82,702, which seems to have been the peak, has this year come down so far to 10,749. Even from last year, when there were 36,551 farm fires, there's been a sharp, dramatic, severe decline. This should really be leading to significantly improved air quality in the national capital, but that isn't happening. Why is that the case? And if India Today's investigators can find this kind of a grand conspiracy that is ongoing in Punjab at this moment, why are the governments oblivious to this? Joining me on this broadcast, representing the Aam Admi Party, is its national spokesperson Priyanka Kakkar. With us is Sardar R.P. Singh, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Dr. Gufran Beg is the founder-director of SAFAR, System of Air Quality and Weather Forecasting Research, a government-backed initiative to monitor and forecast air quality in metropolitan cities. I have Chandra Bhushan, President and CEO of the International Forum for Environment, Stability and Technology, iForest, and Jaskaran Singh, farmer leader, president of the Kisan Union. I want to go across to Priyanka Kakkar first. Now, your government is taking a lot of credit for having brought down farm fires, but this India Today investigation shows that actually on the ground, many farmers, in collusion with government officials who seem to be nudging them, telling them when the satellites are flying overhead, are actually gaming the system. This is a grand conspiracy with our lungs, with our lives, that's happening on your watch. Why are you and your party oblivious to this, Priyanka?
Good evening to you and all your viewers and the fellow panelist, Rahul Kanwal. Rahul, let me first tell you of what there is 20 million tons of paddy that is produced in Punjab, because paddy is a huge cultivation. I am unable to see the videos, as you are aware. I am unable to see the videos that you have played, and the audio also wasn't very clear. Having said that, we'll take it up. It is a matter of investigation. If this has happened in one place or the other, I'm not aware. You've brought it to our notice, and it should definitely be tested and verified. In a court of, if we went to a court of law, there's a proper FSL mechanism for verifying such videos. Be that as it may, let me tell you that in the year 2021, before the Aam Admi Party government took over, the farm fires were 72,000, approximately 72,000, which have come down to 8,404 this year. So this...
no, but that's the point of the investigation. It's almost as if you have missed the point of the investigation. The whole point of this investigation is, and this isn't just India Today saying this, there's a senior scientist at NASA, Goddard Space Flight Center, named Hiren Jethwa. He was the first one to put this out, saying this looks very suspicious.
Please let me finish.
Farm fires seem to be coming down, but pollution isn't. He's the first scientist to put it out as a ground test. Surely you can't just say mujhe pata hi nahi ki kya ho raha, because you're making these ground claims and this is happening right under your nose, Priyanka Kakkar.
You will have to let me finish, please. I understood, because I've heard the videos, the audio of which were not very audible. I've heard your claims. I've heard you played a video too. I am saying that this is the drastic reduction, and if this has happened in a place or two, it definitely calls for an investigation. Let me also bring another glaring fact to your knowledge, and you can verify me, like you verified previously in the PMLA case also, that in Madhya Pradesh, for instance, there was no check till 2020, and before that the fires that were reported were very abysmal, say about 4,000, 2,000, and in 2020, when a proper mechanism was put in place in Madhya Pradesh, the count shot up to 50,000, and which has increased every year. You don't need an investigation for that. There was no tracking of that state prior to 2020. So see, this year, if you live in Delhi, you will see that there is a reason that we had 206 good air quality days in 2024.
No, you're giving a very generic response. Priyanka Kakkar, this kind of whataboutery doesn't work. This is not about Madhya Pradesh. I'm focusing on what's happening on your
This
watch
is
in
not
Punjab.
whataboutery.
I'm
This is-
focusing
no,
on
it is
what's
very
happening in
incorrect to-
Punjab.
No,
because
you
ma'am,
can't- you can't
you're claiming
dismiss
the
what I'm
farm
saying is
fires have come
whataboutery.
down across different
You cannot
districts of
dismiss
Punjab.
that.
Our reporters have found that farmers know that the satellites operate at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. They've been told by government officials, if you have to burn paddy, do it after 4 p.m. It won't get caught out.
I am saying
And you're telling me about what's happening in Madhya Pradesh. When I want to investigate
You
Madhya
either-
Pradesh,
you
I'll
know,
do that separately. Right now, I'm asking you about what's
No,
happening
I'm
on your
not.
watch in Punjab.
Actually, Rahul Kanwalji, you are being, I don't know why you're selectively hearing. I'm telling you, of the 20 million ton paddy produced in Punjab, we have managed 11.5 million ton through in situ measures and 5 million ton through ex situ measures. We have also not completely finished the project. We are at it. I am saying that there is a reason, we have made these sustained efforts. That is why in Delhi this year, the number of clean, good air days was much higher, despite the air being completely stagnant in a landlocked place. Now, you see one thing. Please tell me, you are picking up the Punjab issue only because you think that pollution in Delhi is because of the Punjab Parali building. Is that correct? Now, Delhi and NCR in itself is a 55,000 square kilometer area, of which only 3% constitutes Delhi. There are 4 other states which come in the NCR. I am telling you that the pollution is a North India problem, and till we sit together, till you also
No,
make
but this
the
again
BJP
is a
rule
very
states
generic
accountable,
response to
it
a
will
very
be
specific
difficult
question.
for-
It's a very specific investigation which demands a very specific response. You're giving me generic responses, cookie clutter responses to very specific questions. I want to bring in some of the experts who
I
are
am
joining
not.
us on this
You are-
broadcast.
you are-
I'll start by
you are
asking
terming
Chandra
my
Bhushan.
responses-
Because those are not, because you're responding about what's happening in Madhya Pradesh. You are telling me about what's happening in the NCR. I'm saying under your nose, there is an elaborate conspiracy on at this time to game the satellite overpass timing. Chandra Bhushan, this was first mentioned by scientist at NASA, and a lot of people said, oh, how can farmers be part of this conspiracy? It doesn't seem likely. Maybe the scientist has got it wrong. But this investigation, which is ground reportage, shows that many of the farmers actually have been told by government officials that burn your paddy stubble after 3 p.m. That's when the satellites have already gone overhead. What do you make of this investigation and the government's claims that farm fires are down 70% this year relative to last year?
Rahul, while this NASA scientist took the first step of telling what was happening, if you remember clearly, many of us last year, I came to your show last year and told you that number of farm fire is not a good indicator of judging how much stubble is being burnt in Punjab and Haryana, that we need to look at burnt area. You remember that? When even Aam Aadmi Party and everyone agreed that, yes, we need to measure burnt area. How many acres of land has been burned? And the reason I said that point of time, because all the data showed that while the number of farm fire was going down, the burnt area was increasing. And it was not matching. So many of us knew last year, at least last year, that there's a mismatch between number of farm fire and actually what is happening on the ground. Number two, many of us are also looking at satellite not only in terms of counting the number of farm fire, but also looking at something called as aerosol optical depth, the depth of particle over our land. And if you have a lot of pollution, if the pollution level is high, your AOD depth is going to be much higher, much thicker. There's no change in AOD depth over Punjab and Haryana over the last 6 years. In fact, this year, the recent analysis shows that maybe the AOD depth has increased slightly, which means the pollution levels are up. So number of farm fire was never a good indicator. I don't understand why it was chosen. Number two, there were other means to verify the number of farm fire. I don't know why government agency never verified with them.
No, because one of the reasons I feel is because they want to show that they're doing a great job. There's an election in Delhi. Before that, they want to show that farm fires are down 70%. RP Singh, what are you making of the manner in which farmers seem to be gaming the satellite overpass time and the Aam Aadmi Party's defense that they're doing something at least that your states, and if I show data and I'll just play it out on our screen, if you look at Madhya Pradesh, you look at Rajasthan, the number of farm fires there has gone up. So at least they're trying to bring the situation under control, whereas on your watch, the farm fires are actually going up. RP Singh.
Rahul, it's not the farmers who are playing. It's a government who is cheating, who is collaborated to cheat. And that's their DNA. That's the Aam Aadmi Party DNA, to cheat on everything. And even it's related to health or it's related to pollution, whereas farm fire, they have found a formula now, way out which you are exposed now, that please burn the stubble after 3 or 4 o'clock so that it doesn't get recorded. And by the time the next day, the satellite again comes, by that time the farm fire is over. And as one of the panelists was saying, that how much area has been burnt, that is more important than the number of farm fires. So that they will never declare. And also you just expose them also on the machines also. As per my information, more than 1.5 lakh machines were given by center also, which has been wasted by the Punjab government. Along with the budgetary allocation, there were machines also been provided by the central government. But as they are, I mean, they are not serious about it, one. Secondly, as you said, it's because of the election in Delhi. They have to show, oh, we are working on ground. Remember that Pusa liquid that they showed, that, oh, this Pusa liquid can do magic and we are taking it there, and then they spent some 65 lakh rupees on the tracing of the Pusa liquid. The liquid was only for 25,000 rupees. So this is how they do. They
Priyanka
go and
Kakkar,
do.
respond to the BJP's charge that you are desperate in election season to claim credit, which is why I find this impossible to believe that people in the AAP government in Punjab do not still know. You know, you're feigning ignorance, but I find it impossible to believe that there's this rampant conspiracy on that AAP leaders in Punjab don't know this, that India Today cameras have gone and exposed this. He says because you want to take credit in election season, which is why you're just pretending to look the other way, whereas you know what's happening under your nose.
Rahul Kanwalji, since you brought it to my notice, I accept it with all humility, and I have informed you that I will make sure that this is investigated. That is my first point. My second point is that you heard RP Singh ji. RP Singh ji sits here, laughs. He could not answer why the farm fires are up in Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, or why the Begusarai has been globally the most polluted. Sir, please, sir. Or why Begusarai has been the most polluted city in the world, globally, right under their nose. The problem is, as long as we keep doing this Tera Pradushan, Mera Pradushan, our lungs don't know whether it belongs to an Aam Aadmi Party or a BJP politician. We need to take up, okay, let me give you one more akada. Please check me on this. India today is the third most polluted country in the world, only after Bangladesh and Pakistan. I am very embarrassed to state this data. It does not make me proud. All I'm saying is that, we, Aam Aadmi Party, please pick up any other government, check me, cross-verify me. We are the ones constantly working on long-term solution, short-term solution, winter action plan, summer action plan, EV policy, increasing our green cover, constantly at it. And we have yielded results, as was noted in the economic survey of the central government in 2022-23. All I'm saying is that they need to work.
Jaskaran Singh ji, the fact that farmers गेमिंग द सिस्टम, ये जैसे किसी ने सरकार में बता दिया है, कोई लोकल पटवारी ने बता दिया है कि नासा की सैटेलाइट कितने बजे जाने वाली है, तो किसानों को अब पता है कि भाई दोपहर में जलाओ, उससे पहले सैटेलाइट निकल जाती है. सर, पर ये तो किसका बेवकूफ़ बना रहे हैं? मतलब जो फेफड़े हैं, जो लंग्स हैं, वो तो किसानों के भी सेम है, बीजेपी के भी सेम है, आम आदमी पार्टी के भी सेम है, हमारे दर्शकों के भी सेम है. हम किसको बेवकूफ़ बना रहे हैं यहाँ पे? क्या हो रहा है ये पंजाब?
मैं कहना सभी रल मिलकर आम किसानों को बेवकूफ बना रहे हैं.
वो कैसे? यहाँ तो मुझे लग रहा है कि किसान बेवकूफ बना रहे हैं देश की जनता का.
यहाँ पहले बताओ, जब हमारा इंडिया बिल्कुल अनाज से भूखा मर रहा था, तब नारा लगा दिया जय जवान जय किसान. और किसान ने तो इंडिया का हित को, छाती को चौड़ी कर दिया. पहले हम मांग रहे थे, कहां से कणक मांग रहे थे, कहां से झोना मांग रहे थे, कहीं मांग रहे थे. PV 18 कणक का ही.
जसकरण जी, आप तो 1960s की बात कर रहे हैं, 1960 के दशक की बात कर रहे हैं, मैं आज की बात कर रहा हूं.
जो आदमी आपका अपने हिस्ट्री को भूल जाता ना, वो कभी आगे नहीं आता. हमारा हिस्ट्री को भी याद रखना चाहिए। अब पोल्यूशन की बात करते हैं, ये किसान से पोल्यूशन आता है, हम चल मानते हैं भाई किसान से पोल्यूशन है, उससे अल्टरनेटिव क्या किया है? किसान अपना पैडी को लगाता है, जोने को लगाता है, उसका अल्टरनेटिव क्या है? उसका प्रबंध सरकार ने किया है। और आप देखो कितनी शुगर मिल हैं, वो कितना पोल्यूशन छोड़ रही है। पंजाब में कितने भट्ठे लगे हैं, ईंटें बनाते हैं, राजस्थान में लगाते हैं, हर रोज पोल्यूशन छोड़ रहे हैं। हमारे पंजाब में, राजपुरा में, बनावाली में और गोविंदवाल में और रोपड़ में और कहीं कहीं थर्मल प्लांट, पावर प्लांट है।
नहीं, जसकरण जी, हम लोग किसानों की बहुत इज्जत करते हैं, डोंट गेट मी रॉन्ग ऑन दिस। मैं आपको एक स्पेसिफिक सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ। ये लगता है कि पंजाब के खेतों में बात फैल गई है कि सैटेलाइट सुबह निकलती है, दोपहर को आग लगाओ। मैं बोल रहा हूँ क्या ये सही है? देखिए कि बाकी जो सोर्सेज हैं पोल्यूशन के, कि उनसे भी प्रदूषण हो रहा है, इसको कोई डिस्प्यूट नहीं करता, सब चीजों पे मिलकर काम करने की जरूरत
कहना चाहिए ना, सरकार को इसका अल्टरनेटिव बताना चाहिए किसानों के। और काफी किसानों, मेरे खेत में भी हमने पराली को खेत में गाल दिया है और हमने उसकी बुझाई की, तो सभी जो कीड़े हैं वो उसके जो कणक है उसको खा गए हैं। और पराली के साथ कोई अल्टरनेटिव नहीं। जे हम वहां कोई इंसेक्टिसाइड छिड़कते हैं तो कहते आप ऑर्गेनिक चाहिए। हाँ, किसान जाए कहाँ? और सरकार को ऐसा नहीं कहना चाहिए भी रात को यानी कि सैटेलाइट नहीं होता तब पराली जला लो। सरकार के दो मुंह नहीं होने चाहिए। सरकार को ये सोचना चाहिए किसान का करना क्या है, किसान के लिए अल्टरनेटिव दें, किसान तो
नहीं। पर ऐसे बुद्धू क्यों, किसका बुद्धू बना रहे हैं और क्यों? सर अब मेरा बहुत स्पेसिफिक सवाल है।
किसान का ही बुद्धू बना रहे
सर। मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ पूछ रहा
किसान बुद्धू नहीं, किसान का बेटा, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे वो पढ़ गए हैं, उनके बेटे भी पढ़े हैं, टेक्निकल जानते हैं, सभी कुछ जान रहे हैं। और ये गार किसान की क्यों दिखती है? जो जैसे खरबूजा नहीं होता, खरबूजे में जो कर्द दिखती है वो भी खरबूजे में खुबती है, और ये खरबूजा कर्द में डिग जाए तो वो भी खरबूजे में दिखता है। किसान को खरबूजा क्यों बनाया गया है?
सर क्या आपको ये मालूम है कि इस वक्त पंजाब में एक साजिश है कि जब सैटेलाइट निकल जाए उसके बाद आग लगाओ? क्योंकि ये मैसेज कई सारे किसान, सरकारी अधिकारी, किसान, लैंड रिकॉर्ड ऑफिसर, पटवारी, ये सब हमारे कैमरे पे कैप्चर है, ये मानते हुए कि उनको ऐसा मैसेज है।
वो जो किसानों के लिए कोई अल्टरनेटिव बताया हो तो ऐसी बातें सरकार को नहीं करनी चाहिए। सरकार को किसानों को ऐसे नहीं कहना चाहिए रात को काम नहीं करता। सरकार को किसानों को देना चाहिए भी ऐसे ऐसे करो, ये सहूलत देंगे, इसीलिए आग को नहीं लगाना चाहिए। और गांवों में जाकर और सेमिनार कर इसके गुण को बताना चाहिए। ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए। और पहले तो कह दो पर्चे, हमारे गांव में कटोकट 5 पर्चे हुए हैं किसानों पे।
But the fact is that the alternatives that have been made available are not being used. I want to show this second investigation to our viewers. Despite severe strictures from the Supreme Court, strict vigil and steep fines for violators, farmers in Punjab feel that the best solution to the stubble problem is to burn it. The government has provided the alternative of happy seeders. You just heard the farm leader on our show saying there are no alternatives. In fact, there are. Happy seeders, for example, have been purchased, are made available in several villages. But when we went to the fields of Punjab to try and see the status of these happy feeders, to see whether they were being used, it seems the seeders have gone to seed. Take a look.
Look at these images. These 4 happy seeder machines are rusting away at a cooperative society in Kheri village in Punjab's Sangroor district. These seeder machines were supposed to help farmers in tilling out the stubble, but a majority of farmers are reluctant to deploy them in their fields.
कितने साल से रखा हुआ है?
अंदर मैंने 5 साल हो गए।
कोई यूज नहीं?
पहले साल यूज हुआ, दूसरे साल तेल, तीसरे साल तेल,
कोई यूज
नहीं है। ये सारा हमने बेच भी रहा 5 साल।
तो फिर आप लोग क्या करेंगे इसका?
अब मंजूरी नहीं मिल रही बेचने की, बस कबाड़ में जाएगा।
To stop farmers from burning stubble, the government provides these machines with a 50% subsidy for individuals and an 80% subsidy for agricultural cooperative societies. Still, farmers take the easy route and burn their stubble. The situation is such that now these machines are being sold to scrap dealers who buy them for the price of the iron.
भाई मैं यहाँ का नहीं हूँ, मुझे पंजाबी नहीं आती है, मुझे यूपी ले जाना है इसको। ठीक है। तो कितने का पड़ेगा ये? मैंने आपको क्या बोला सर जी, भी मूल्य कराना 50,000 करा लो, 45,000 करा लो, 40 करा लो। देने लेने वाली बात है, 35,000 रुपए का दे दूंगा जी, वो भी 35 का दे दूंगा। और बोल बस तोड़ कर लेना, तोड़ कर ले जाओ, 50 रुपए किलो। कब से पड़ा हुआ, खराब तो नहीं है? ना अभी आए हैं सर जी। तो आपने मैंने चाहते ही बेचा होगा? हाँ, जिम्मेदार से घर से ला रहे हैं हम अभी। नई हमारे पास ट्रली करेंगे, नई हल पड़े हैं, नई तवी पड़ी है, नई चीजें आती हैं हमारे पास। तो कोई लोन तो नहीं है इस पे? ना कोई लोन नहीं, कुछ नहीं है जी, क्योंकि ये तो लोन पे ही मिलता है ना। ना लोन पर नहीं, सब्सिडी पर मिलता है, लोन पर नहीं मिलता।
The fact that these machines are being scrapped in a big way can be confirmed from the advertisements on social media platforms, offering to sell these machines as second-hand or for scrapping. The situation in Punjab's Batinda district is no different. These machines lying idle in the cooperative society premises expose the government's claims. We visited villages like Behman Divana, Dion, Buladewala and others in Batinda district and found that most societies were deserted. The main issue with these machines is that they require heavy-duty tractors to operate, and the cost of running them is an additional burden which small farmers cannot afford.
और आपने सब्सिडी के बाद ये इसको कितना इस्तेमाल किया होगा? कितना?
बस तो 2-4 बारी किया होगा।
2-4 बारी
चलने नहीं ना, कामयाब नहीं है। इसको ट्रैक्टर बहुत तकड़ा चाहिए।
अच्छा,
4x4 ट्रैक्टर चाहिए, किसाना पास 4x4 ट्रैक्टर है नहीं।
और ये
सरफेस सीडर है, ये खड़ी फसल में सीधी बिजाई करता है।
अच्छा,
एक दिन भी नहीं कोई लेके गया इसको।
एक दिन भी नहीं लेके गया?
जब नवा फ्रेश पीस पे है।
Tejender Pal from Ghadda village in Sangroor is cursing himself for listening to the state administration. He decided to mix the leftover paddy straw into the soil in a scientific way and then sow his wheat crop. The result was that despite all that effort and money, 80% of his wheat crop was destroyed by a pest called the pink bollworm.
ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਗਾਈ ਜੀ, ਕਰਚਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਸਾਰੀ ਕਣਕ ਬੀਜੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਕਰਚਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਕਣਕ ਬੀਜੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੀ ਕਣਕ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ। ਇਹਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦੂਏ ਖੇਤ ਨੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਤੇ ਆ। ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਰਮਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂ, ਸੁਪਰ ਸੀਡਰ ਨਾਲ ਬਿਜਾਈ ਕਰੀਏ, ਪਰਾਲੀ ਵਿੱਚੇ ਦੱਬਤੀ।
और उसके बाद अब इसमें कीड़े लग गए?
इसमें बहुत ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸੁੰਡੀ ਲੱਗ ਗਈ ਜੀ। ਸੁੰਡੀ ਐ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੀ, ਹੁਣ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਰਾਲੀ 'ਚ ਕੀੜਾ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਗਾ, ਆਂਡਾ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਗਾ, ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਨੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਅੱਗ ਲਾਉਣੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ।
After harvesting paddy, there's little time left to sow the wheat. Farmers who burn their stubble are seeing their wheat crops grow on time. With Kulveer from Sangroor, Kunal from Batinda, Abhishek Kumar and Nitin Jain, this is India Today's Special Investigation Team.
So you've got the alternatives that have been provided going to seed, and you've got government officials passing on instructions to farmers to game the system. Dr. Gufran Beg, what do you make of this India Today investigation which shows, and I'm not saying that this is true for all farmers, but at least for a vast percentage, and it didn't take us many days to do this investigation, it happened relatively quickly because the word seemed to have spread in the fields that the time to burn the paddy is after the satellites have passed.
Yes, good evening Rahul and all the viewers. In fact, what scientifically we have investigated after the last 1 week, the only thing is that when we were talking on the ground, the contradictory things was coming. You know, I am talking about that farm fires are happening, what is Dr. Jetwa has told. But then I think your investigation has proven in a right direction, which scientifically things are telling. But here, larger point, I will not really blame farmer with all humility. See, the point is that our own India's scientific capability and our own India's, utilizing and prioritizing thing. Now, we all depends on a NASA satellite, which is a MODIS and AVHR. We have a ISRO satellite. If we have to work on that, although there are some lacunas on that, we can find out. But the point here is that we are not working on that direction. We are not becoming a self-dependent on air quality. Second point, what I think it was told by one of the panelists that the fire counts is a misnomer. Basically, this is done because it was readily available from the, and it looks very nice in the map, red dot, and you can always count and all. And so the burn area is something which we do. Now I will tell you one very important revelation that we have understood that, and our own India satellite, which is a Sentinel satellite, which doesn't have a temperature sensor, which identify the burn area. But the only problem with the satellite is it has a 30-meter resolution, very wonderful, but it passes through Punjab every 4 or 5 days. I thought that I will be able to catch that farm fire very clearly, that area. But you know what has happened? Earlier, I talked to one of the Punjab higher official in Punjab Pollution Control Board. Earlier, 3-4 days, it used to, after burning, it used to dry down, do and everything. But it was also told to the farmer that, another satellite will come tomorrow morning, and after 4 o'clock, this has to be cleared within 24 hours. Otherwise, the black area will be caged. So black area did not come also. So it was matching with the farm fire, the small which is reported. But the reality is very clear that we should have a scientific backed framework where scientific related backed information has to go, like
no, but the bigger problem here is RP saying, why are we depending on international satellites, whether it's US satellites or South Korean satellites for this research? Surely NASA is not the only source of information. You've got ISRO, and they should be picking out these farm fires as well. And if NASA satellites go in the morning, you can send ISRO satellites in the afternoon, and then we'll have data for both. This game will stop. It's very simple.
The whole issue of intent, I mean, you can direct through satellite, you can find it out through satellite, but if the intent of the government, the state government is that they have to cheat on the others because of the election, then how can one help? I mean, well, अगर मन में ही चोर है तो क्या करेंगे? I mean, what, no one can help them because as your investigation clearly shows that they have been fed by the patwaris or the government officials not to burn the stubble during that period. But coming to the bigger issue, Rahul,
please answer my specific question. On the back of this investigation, will you recommend to the Union Science and Technology Minister and to the Director of ISRO that there must be satellites that overpass Punjab in the afternoon? It's as simple as that. Do this. This game will stop or it will get exposed.
Surely, since it has been brought to the knowledge, the Government of India officials will be also seeing this and they will surely do the needful. But the concern is that saying that it's Madhya Pradesh is somewhere in Rajasthan, please check the air flow also. Which side the wind blows? The wind blows from north to east. It doesn't come from center to north. Well, it doesn't happen that way. But, I mean, as they are, please, I'll appreciate. I'll ask you experts, they'll tell you that also.
No, but to some extent, I agree with RP Singh, Priyanka Kakkar. And my data shows that farm fires as a percentage has gone up in Madhya Pradesh, but the reality of Madhya Pradesh is it's a largely non-industrial, rural state with lots of open area, and therefore the farm fires get dispersed in the atmosphere above. The other sources of pollution are lesser, and the winds are not coming from central India to the north. They're going from Punjab down towards Delhi and below. So the fact is, yes, that's a concern. I'm not taking away from it, but that is not what is impacting pollution data.
No. I'm very sorry to say this, but neither you nor am I weather experts, and I can tell you that there is an NGT judge, who's Justice Agarwal, who very clearly noted in his judgment that there is no scientific data to prove that the Punjab farm fires ka fire flow to Delhi. That is on record. You can please cross-check me. Having said that, I am again stating, see, you asked me tough questions, you did not like my responses, and you interrupted me constantly. But, if you really want environment in our country to improve, if you really want the North India air to clear up, you have to ask the same tough questions of the BJP and tell them to come on board. Did you hear any positive step? Have you ever heard PM Modi speaking about the environment or talking about pollution? Did you know Bhupender Yadav ji was campaigning throughout when Delhi was going through a crisis? He was somewhere campaigning in BJP ruled states for elections. He had no concern at all for pollution. This has happened constantly. I want people, journalists of merit like you, to please question hold BJP
RP Singh, respond to this. They're saying at least we are doing something, we are taking this problem seriously. आप तो उत्तरा भी नहीं कर रहे हो.
मैं example देता हूँ. Since he asked for solution, I'll give you solutions. Delhi needed 15,000 buses some 10 years back. Delhi has 7,286 buses even today, out of which 1,900 buses have been provided by central government Modi ji. The electric vehicles have been provided by Modi ji. No, give me. I never interrupt you, please.
बाकी states
Priyanka Kakkar, let him speak. Fader goes down. Let RP Singh speak.
Please, I'm giving you solutions, ma'am. Please provide for buses in Delhi so that people should stop using private transportation. Last mile connectivity can be done. Please call for a meeting. I'll give you a complete list of suggestions where last mile connectivity can be done so I don't use my private car or private vehicle. Also, dust mechanized cleaning. 224 mechanized sweepers are required. Only 52 are there in city. What about the rest? Also, Delhi can be red light free. I'm telling you today, let's take a challenge. In the next 3 years, Delhi can be red light free. If Delhi metro can be dug under the city, why can't Delhi be red light free next 3 years? But issue is the intent. Intent is time pass, cheat karo.
Okay, I'm out of time. Priyanka Kakkar, final words and then I wrap up.
Rahul ji, just ask him. Just please ask him if he's telling the truth that BJP did all of this in Delhi. Why can't they do it in other BJP ruled states? They take credit for anything we do. They blame us for anything that goes wrong. This is not how positive politics works. You have to stop.
Priyanka Kakkar, okay, outside of this blame game, Priyanka Kakkar, outside of this blame game, I expect you to tell our viewers and everybody who's watched this investigation tonight what you intend to do on the back of this show. Will you be calling up the Punjab Chief Minister, your senior colleagues in the Aam Admi Party, explaining what you've seen in India today and demanding that an effort be made to try and find a solution to this problem, Priyanka Kakkar?
My first request, Rahul Kanwal to you is that everyone, they will have my number somehow. Please forward these videos to me. I will take it up. I will make sure to get verified and go to the root of it. Perhaps, maybe in a district or two this has happened, but it is not happening on a large, massive scale. It cannot be because the reduction is drastic and we have seen the effect of this change in Delhi. Be that as it may, I assure you to be taken up. Please forward those videos to me.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll hold you to account. We'll track what happens next.
Yes.
It's clearly happening on quite a large scale because this isn't one farmer. Whether there were farmers, whether there were local government officials, those involved in land records, everyone saying that's the message there. It wasn't tough to put this investigation together, quite frankly, and that's really a travesty because netas are making grand claims in their favor and then on the ground circumventing the measures that have sought to be put into place. I'll see what happens next. I'll bring that to you tomorrow. After a short-lived recovery in the previous sessions, shares of 10 listed Adani Group stocks fell during the trading session Tuesday. This after global rating agency Moody's revised the outlook from stable to negative on as many as 7 Adani Group companies. Meanwhile, politics over the Bribegate charges continues to escalate. Andhra Pradesh government has now begun a probe into allegations of bribery involving the previous Jagan Mohan Reddy administration.
There was more pain for the Adani Group today with global rating agencies, Moody's and Fitch firing warning shots at the conglomerate. Moody's cut the outlook for 7 of the Adani companies to negative from stable. These companies include Adani Ports, Adani Green and Adani Energy. The agency warned that Adani indictment may have broader credit impact on group issuers and that more rating cuts are likely if the companies are unable to rectify governance issues. Fitch, meanwhile, put some Adani Group bonds on watch for a possible downgrade, citing the indictment. Adani Energy Solutions, Adani Electricity Mumbai and some of Adani Ports rupee and dollar bonds are now on watch negative. Ratings on 4 Adani subsidiary senior unsecured dollar bonds were also downgraded from stable to negative. The impact on Adani counters was immediate. Adani Green went deeper into the red with its stock falling 7.25%. The stock is down 31% in 4 trading days. Other stocks which fell more than 3% are Adani Enterprises, Adani Energy, Adani Total Gas and Adani Ports. The Andhra Pradesh government has also begun a probe into allegations of bribery involving the previous Jagan Mohan Reddy administration. It is also reportedly exploring the possibility of cancelling the power supply contract linked to the deal. According to the US indictment, most of the alleged bribes of $228 million were paid to Andhra Pradesh government officials to secure a power purchase agreement.
What are the next steps forward?
No, that Chief Minister has given a statement, as in the Assembly itself he has given a statement that they are examining all angles and then the possible decision would be announced. That's what it is.
The government is looking to take action.
The Chief Minister, not the action. Chief Minister has given a categorical statement. I would request you to go back, listen what he has carefully said. So that is the state stand as on today.
There are also reports that Sri Lanka is looking into allegations against the Adani Group. Adani Ports owns 51% of a new container terminal project in Colombo, which is expected to begin operations next year. Sri Lanka's finance and foreign ministries were reviewing the accusations. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
India Today has accessed FIR details of violent clashes in Uttar Pradesh's Sambhal. The FIR named Samajwadi Party MP Ziaur Rahman and local SP MLA Iqbal Mahmood's son. The FIR says that 2 days before the violence, SP MP visited the mosque for namaz and made provocative statements. Cops have also accused him of disrupting communal harmony for political gains.
After the deadly clashes over the masjid survey on Sunday, peace is returning to Sambhal. The probe into the violence that left 4 dead reveals a alleged plan to instigate trouble in the area. India Today has accessed the FIR that names SP MP Ziaur Rahman Bark as a key accused for inciting the crowds. Adding to the Sambhal MP's troubles, a video from November 22nd has surfaced, in which he's seen tearing the administration.
इन्होंने पुलिस प्रशासन ने कि अरे ये कितने भी मैं खुले उससे कह रहा हूँ कितने 10 चाहे ड्रोन कैमरे यहाँ पे लिया है मैं खुली उससे आवाज को अपनी कह रहा हूँ ये मस्जिद थी मस्जिद है और इंशाल्लाह मस्जिद रहेगी क़यामत तक.
The FIR accessed by India Today says SP MP Bark allegedly incited people 2 days before the violence. SP MLA Iqbal Mahmood's son Sohail Iqbal is the second accused in the FIR. He allegedly instigated the crowd on the day violence broke out. The FIR claims the mob fired at the police. They broke CCTV cameras and snatched bullets from the police. The mob allegedly looted tear gas shells and set police vehicles on fire. MLA Iqbal Mahmood and his son denied the charges.
मैदान में कोई भीड़ नहीं आई वहां पे सीसीटीवी कैमरेस लगे हुए हैं वहां पर आप देख सकते हैं वो फुटेज ली जा सकती है वो पुलिस के कैमरे लगे हुए हैं वहां कोई भीड़ नहीं आई वहां मेरा जो है सारी फुटेज वहां होगी कि मैं अंदर घर में किस वक्त गया किस वक्त नहीं गया वो सारी फुटेज उसके अंदर होगी और अगर इसके अलावा मैं भीड़ में गया होता नीचे भी होता तो नीचे की वीडियो होती क्योंकि वहां मीडिया भी थी वहां ड्रोन पुलिस के चल रहे थे वहां पे कैमरे भी चल रहे थे पुलिस के सब चीजें चल रही थी कहीं पे भी ये साबित नहीं कर सकता कोई भी मुझे कि मैं वहां पर मौजूद था.
मैं समझता हूं कि उसका कहीं पर भी कोई रोल नहीं है वहाँ पर अगर अपना कैमरा टटोलें देखें तो कहीं उसकी प्रेजेंस नहीं मिलेगी ना बोलते हुए ना कहते हुए ना मौजूदगी में मिलेगी वो निर्दोष है और ये हम साबित करेंगे.
The police are scanning videos of the violence to nab the rioters.
अभी तो डीएम साहब का ऑलरेडी आदेश है यहाँ पे अभी तो शांति व्यवस्था वापस नॉर्मलसी में आ रही है उनका अननेसेसरी आके यहाँ पे लोग से कोई चीज से दिक्कत कर सकते हैं इसलिए उन लोग से अपील कर देंगे लेकिन हम लोग सभी जो मौजूद अधिकारी लोग हैं सभी लोग को शांति व्यवस्था का कायम रखा है लोग से अपील भी किया है हम इन लोग का सबका इम्पार्शियल इन्वेस्टिगेशन करेंगे उनका सबका सहयोग करेंगे उन लोग से अपील भी करूंगा उनका आने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी हम इस पर कानूनी प्रक्रिया में नियम अनुसार विधिक कार्रवाई हम करेंगे किसी की निर्दोष का कुछ नहीं करेंगे.
The clashes have triggered a political blame game.
ये कांग्रेस ने कहा था कि भारत को बांग्लादेश बनेगा और आप देखें पीछे मुड़ करके जहांगीरपुर में भी घटना घटी थी इसी तरह आप देखें कानपुर इसी ढंग की घटना घटी थी।
सर्वे जब एक बार हो चुका था, फिर दोबारा सर्वे क्यों करना? और अगर दोबारा सर्वे भी करना था तो आपस में बैठ करके बातचीत की जा सकती थी। सर्वे के खिलाफ नहीं थे, लेकिन जिस तरह का सर्वे करते समय जो टीम के पीछे नारे लगा रहे थे, क्या उनके खिलाफ कोई कार्रवाई हुई? तो ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी के वो लोग हैं जो मन विधान से चलना चाहते हैं, संविधान से नहीं।
Congress leaders from Sambhal met Rahul Gandhi to brief him about the incident. The leader of opposition could visit the riot-hit Sambhal in the coming days.
While the situation is turning to normalcy, internet continued to be suspended and the probe has begun. The administration using all the CDRs, the CCTV footages, the drone footages, now trying to identify all the culprits who were part of the mob that led to the violence near the Shahi Masjid. In Sambhal, with Abhinav Mathur, Jagannath, Himanshu Mishra, this is Ashutosh Mishra for India Today.